WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow, you know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas the Star, Twitch DeSangro.
Okay, it's just Lucas Twitch DeSangro. Let's not jump to conclusions here.
Well, okay. Did you want to go back to part-time DeSangro?
Actually, sure, maybe that might work. Part-time.
Part-time DeSangro?
No, just Lucas Twitch DeSangro will be fine, thank you.
Oh, glad to know you're calling your own shots now. Anyway, we are live. We are here at the MFPW Arena. Hey, I'm responding to the Facebook feedback here that's already coming in here. I mean, they wanted me to open the show by power bombing you through a table.
One of them did, and I don't even know what I did wrong. Kyle. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking straight to you,
Kyle
buddy.
from Kyle from Philadelphia. Well,
I don't Extreme Kyle.
Extreme
I don't know what
Kyle,
I
yep.
did, but I'm sorry. And I wish
maybe he wants that extremist back. I don't know. Anyway, as I was getting into here, we are live here at the MFPW Arena, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. We are gearing up for a huge event. Yes, with an H, not a Y. A huge event.
A huge.
Yes, event in terms of not just the matches going on tonight, but prior to that, the screening that'll be occurring at 4 o'clock this afternoon of The Wrestler, a QT Marshall story, and a question and answer session to follow.
I'm extremely excited for this. This is I've been looking forward to this ever since they released the trailer. Very much looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah, it kind of chronicles his journey that has led him to the cusp of WWE, and then all the way back down with neck surgery, and the climb back up to where he is today. And where at the moment he is the current heavyweight champion here at the MFPW.
Yeah, it's a hell of a ride.
So all that, plus he'll be defending his title later tonight against the Wildman Congo, someone who you're rather familiar with after a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, my jaw still feels funny thanks to him.
Well, yeah, 360 pounds of...
getting pimp slapped in the face by him, yeah.
I was going to say of the concrete jungle, but that works too.
Yeah, well, it was a concrete pimp slap. At least it's what it felt like, so...
And that explains your absence last week. Well, no, that was courtesy of Royal Money. I think I went over that on the airwaves.
Yeah, you see, it's funny, Dan. I feel like, I know Dan likes me, but does he really? I mean, he just put me up against Congo, and I just recovered, and he goes, yeah, you're going up against Royal, somebody from Camden, New Jersey, who hits very hard, I must say.
Well, he's trying to toughen you up a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, and I understand that, and I also appreciate it, but I feel like instead of just throwing me right to the wolves, maybe just don't, gradually put me through it.
Well, it would have been against me, but I'm still recovering from surgery. Anyway, also the MFPW Tag Team Champions, the Money in the Miles, Falaba and Mario Bocra, they'll be defending their tag titles fresh off of their debut for Impact in Orlando. Little Impact Wrestling action, and they'll be taking on the Iron City Icons, Chris LaRusso and Jack Pollock.
Oh, those guys, those dastardly people.
Yes.
I have history with them as well. Wow,
Yeah, your history is growing quickly here.
This is so much fun. I have so many people. It's like high school all over again. A bunch of people I don't like, that want to beat me up. Oh no, that was middle school. My bad. High school is just a bunch of people I didn't like.
Oh, there you go. Plus, Paid in Full will be taking on Primal Fear. Also, Rex Lawless will be putting the Live title on the line against Nick Camarado, the former champion.
In a rematch.
Yes, and Manny Soriano will face LSG. All that and more tonight at the MFPW Arena, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Tickets are available now at eventbrite.com Although at this point, I'd say show up here at the door, and that way you can check out the screening that'll be earlier today. The doors open at 2, the screening starts at 4, and I believe the action starts at 7 tonight. So it's a 2-for-1 deal, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. And we'll see as people are already milling about here. Maybe we'll see if we can get them over here at the broadcast table here. Former the MF Live champion Sage Matthews just making his way in here. Also, Nick Camarado, the Freak Beast.
Also former
yeah.
the MF Live champion.
Well, I could spend the rest of the hour going over his accolades.
Well, I'm trying to think of who else is here that's a former the MF Live champion. Okay, just those two. Got it.
Well, yeah, more people will be rolling in a little bit. But, yeah, all that and more. You can also check out the MFPW and all things Monster Factory on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, plus at monsterfactory.org. And make sure to check out past matches, bios, bloopers, and more at the mfnetwork.com. And a lot of content put up over this past week. What a difference a snow day makes.
I know. My singles debut against former ECW superstar Wild Bill Wiles, also known here as Bilvis Wesley, is now up on the MF Network.
So there you go. Definitely a good reason to check that out. And don't forget Factory Fridays, the 18 and up alternative to the MFPW, returning this Friday, March 24th. And speaking of 18 and up, we will just get this out of the way and move beyond it quickly here, because I know that it was a story that has graced the interwebs over the course of the last 18 hours or so. I know that we talked ages and ad nauseum about the lawsuit with Hogan's tape of ill refute, but apparently one has leaked as well with a current female WWE superstar.
Well,
and,
I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I think it might be safe to say she's probably going to be a former female superstar as well at some point,
or a soon-to-be future endeavored or something of that nature.
It's unfortunate too.
Well, yeah, it's safe to say that WWE will be turning the page on this superstar, possibly, since this has come out here, and that's as much as I'm going to say about that, because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, it's just, and really, it's a violation of privacy, and it's something that
Well, yeah, okay. There's the angle we can kind of get into with this.
People that are going around sharing these
intimate moments.
Yeah, and they're sharing them, and it's just like, you're a scumbag. Like, why would you? It's just a very unfortunate thing to happen.
Taking something that is extremely private and making it public
without the person's consent.
Yeah, that I think is the biggest thing. Although, I mean, did we know? I don't think there's really been any response from this individual regarding it.
She did tweet.
She did tweet about it. Okay. Yeah. I didn't have the chance to check that out. I'll admit that I'm not. I figured that would be a story that you'd be more in depth on. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
I say that with an ear-to-ear grin. I know I'm such a Richard.
It's just an unfortunate thing to happen. It's a violation of somebody's rights and their privacy, and it's just it's something only I guess the lowest form of life could do to somebody.
Careful now. You're almost turning this into the Monday to Friday noon to 1 show.
No.
Well, that's all right. Your piece has been spoken. We can move on now.
They're actually low forms of life. Not the people that do the show. I'm talking about the.
Yeah. They're just. I was gonna say, is that a shovel in your hand?
I say you're digging a hole, son. You're digging a hole.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of future endeavored, and no, I don't mean us here, although that may be possible. Who knows? We the Released. Yeah, it finally happened on Monday. WWE announcing that the company and Jack Swagger have come to terms on his contractual release. And to the surprise of absolutely no one, WWE wishes him all the best in his future endeavors.
It's funny. I was thinking of like where he could go once his 90-day non-compete on television clause. I'm thinking and this is just me, maybe just because of, the success of other. I think he'd do well in Japan. In terms of
possibly
not in terms of a main eventer, but like he has an amateur background. He's not the best superstar, but he's very talented, and he's somebody who he could rely on the fact of, he doesn't exactly have, as much as he tries, he doesn't exactly have a lot of charisma, but he could get away with that in Japan, where they rely mostly on wrestling, physicality and wrestling ability, as opposed to the glitz and glamour and the pizzazz.
Yeah,
some people
the
have to
sizzle
say,
as opposed to the steak.
as Lance Storm would say.
Yeah.
Pizzazz. Wow, nobody said that since like 1985. I suck. Doing my best Jim Norton impression.
Okay, noting the time on that one. That's going to be a drop. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
back, and you haven't lost your form.
Of course. It's what I'm here to, be entertaining and just provide drops of me bleeping on myself.
Yeah, pretty much. Where I don't even know where to go from here. We've got other news and notes to get into as well, including some announcements regarding the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
A few different things here. WWE announcing Monday the recipient of the Warrior Award.
Yes.
Did you hear about this?
Yeah, my dad. I told my dad because he's a college football ref. He knows about the person getting inducted.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
Eric
know him personally.
LeGrand.
Yeah, he doesn't know him personally, but like he knows the guy. He knows what I'm talking about. So that was a nice little way to sneak wrestling into conversation at the dinner table.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, LeGrand stating in a WWE website story, "It is an absolute honor to be named the 2017 Warrior Award recipient. I am truly grateful for WWE's support of my personal journey, and I am proud to continue to be an example of strength for people everywhere." Now, for those who don't know, and I know I didn't at first, LeGrand is a former Rutgers college football player who suffered a spinal injury that left him paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard to kind of provide any kind of inquisition or criticism without coming across like
he was
like a hater. As
he is.
Enzo would
He's
say.
now a motivational speaker, though. That's the thing. And at first, he wasn't able to move from the neck down, but like through rehab and persistence, he's now able to at least move the upper.
There's some mobility to the upper. The
he's
upper
also
part of the
he's
upper
also part of.
extremities.
He's also part of. He has his own charity that's a part of the Christopher Reeve Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And believe me, I'm not discrediting any of that. My take on it is, I mean, if you're going to keep it as a WWE Hall, and I know this is, again, trying to bring legitimacy into something that there is a lot of question in terms of legitimacy
that
to.
they're establishing. Okay, I'm going to let you go first because it's your show and I'm interrupting too much. I'm turning into Kanye. I'm going to let you finish, but.
Yeah, but then you're going to make your point. I mean, if you're going to put in somebody regarding wrestling who was while I wouldn't say that Draws would necessarily from his wrestling acumen because it was a very short career, but in terms of the Warrior Award, I mean, it's been 18 years now since his career ended due to something that occurred in the ring.
Well, I think. Well, here's the thing, though, is I think it's more of the Warrior Award. They've been trying to establish that this isn't about a wrestler as much as it is somebody who showed persistence in they have been involved, I guess, with the wrestling community, but they're not a wrestler. They're somebody that persisted and through hard work and determination made it through adversity, like Joan London, cancer survivor, Connor the Crusher the year before. Mm-hmm. I think it's about the people outside of the ring that show the persistence and will of a WWE superstar. That's the thing.
Here's another counterpoint to that, though, and this is based off of the words of the deceased individual whom the award is named after. I mean, his intent and suggestion was to give it to some of the unsung heroes behind the scenes in professional wrestling, because, I mean, you don't really see, I mean, even in terms of a referee, but, I mean, somebody who is involved in the production or, and that was what his intent of the award was, and it looks like it's kind of been altered or augmented, not necessarily in a bad way, but certainly not to what was initially intended.
And I think they, and I agree with him in that regard. I think they should have an award like that, though, that they do the unsung hero sort of thing, because I can think of a bunch of people that could go in. Let's see, Jim Johnson would come to mind at first. Guys responsible for some of the most iconic and legendary wrestling themes in wrestling history. That's really all.
Yeah, you could look
Kevin
at
Dunn.
audio production. You could look at Kevin Dunn, a longtime producer.
I know it's an unpopular opinion amongst most fans, but the guy is, in terms of production, he's the man,
and has been there for a very long time. And that's where you can get into, you could get into certain people who've been involved in creative, although I don't know that necessarily there will be any kind of
Writers.
warm welcome for Vince Russo, for example, coming back anytime soon as an example. No, maybe they'll
Probably not Cornette.
instead they'll induct Vic Venom. There we go. I was going to say, did that go over your head? I have a hunch it might
I
have.
wish it did.
Well, for those who don't know, Vic Venom was the pen name that Vince Russo had used when he initially started with WWE back in the early to mid-'90s, writing for the then WWF magazine. And I have to admit that as a tween at that point, looking at the magazine, that I was some of the more entertaining stuff that I saw was from Vic Venom.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, he was great as a writer in terms of the magazines, and he was good. He was the reason a lot of his stuff worked with WWE was because Vince McMahon was there to shoot down the bad ideas, and then
to be the filter.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. A lot of the stuff that Vince Russo came up with WWE helped save them in the Attitude Era. But it's also because Vince McMahon was there to shoot down he would have some great ideas, but then the other ideas, Vince McMahon would be like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
And then TNA and WCW got him, and they just assumed, just let him run with it.
Yeah, let him do his thing.
You needed to have him on a little bit of a leash,
Believe me, I know.
Yeah. Well, please don't compare me to Russo. Bro, don't compare me to, just because I'm Italian American doesn't mean I'm like Vince Russo. I don't say bro every 15 seconds. And
no, but some of the things you do definitely flex your Spaldings, and we'll leave it at that. And actually, with that, we probably should head back to the WBCB studios, and if there's anything left to come back to here, we'll come back here after our first time out here, and we'll get into some more of the news and notes. We'll talk a little Mania, since that looks to be coming up here. Fast Lane, since you weren't here to talk about it last week, I surprised myself at how well I did.
How did I do?
You were middle of the pack, 4-4, but I went 7-1. Yeah, the three that we differed
won.
on, I got all three of those, and then the only blemish was the I went Kevin Owens instead of Goldberg.
Yeah.
I overthought that one.
Yeah, that was my thing too. And I'm sort of, let's just go to break.
You're going to go on another long-winded tangent like you do.
Let's just go to break.
All righty, so we'll go back to the studio here, and then we'll come back and talk about more fun stuff here, and maybe we'll bring somebody over here to the table if they're. Actually, it looks like they've got the network up on here, and they're watching Shane McMahon and The Undertaker from
last year's
Mania. So, yeah, there's definitely a Mania vibe here currently at the MFPW Arena as we're gearing up for the screening of the wrestler a QT Marshall story that's going to be a little bit later this afternoon. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Carpenter, a certified elder law attorney, with a special message for people who are caring for an elderly or seriously ill parent. I know it can be difficult to talk about finances and long-term care planning with your parents, but it's important to sit down together to talk about their concerns before your family is in the middle of a medical crisis. One helpful way to get the conversation started is to pass along a magazine or a newspaper article that discusses finances for the elderly. You also might want to get some advice from a certified elder law attorney. We can help you and your family understand the different options available to them. I'm here to answer your questions on WBCB Tuesday mornings on Senior Legal Strategies, or in my office at 215-493-0727. That's 215-493-0727. Or check us out on the web at www.buckscountyelderlaw.com.
Take a stand.
Take a stand.
Take a stand.
Like my brother did, when he wouldn't take no for an answer.
Like my wife did, when she asked the right questions.
Like my friend did, when she made the call.
You stood by us when we were in uniform, so stand by us now.
Take a stand for those who served our country.
If you're a veteran in crisis, or know one who is, the confidential Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Call 1-800-273-8255 and press 1. Chat at veteranscrisisline.net or text 838-255.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
Breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro. We are here at the MFPW Arena in Paulsboro, New Jersey, 541 Mantua Avenue, and gearing up for the event coming up later today here and talking about all kinds of stuff. We were getting into the Hall of Fame discussion a little bit, or just as we were heading to break here, and some other tidbits of news involved a couple of the inductors.
Yeah.
WWE announcing that Kurt Angle's presenter... Well, presenter, inductor, different ways of saying the same thing. The Hall of Fame ceremony will be John Cena.
Yeah. Of all people, and the guy who had his first big match against.
Back in the summer of 2002.
I was trying to think of I thought it would either be him or Lesnar. But then again, Lesnar doesn't seem like the type. But he and Lesnar have a lot of history together.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly see that. You could.
I wouldn't be able to think of any besides maybe The Rock. But I don't know. I don't know if The
Rock and Angle really have had. I mean, there was a short list of possibilities, but I mean, Cena seems like a good choice in terms of presentation.
Oh yeah,
and,
he's somebody who's
and the connection factor.
Oh yeah.
Although I have to admit, I did go back and looked at some highlights from that. It seems weird seeing John Cena in trunks as opposed to the jorts. I guess just because I'm so used to it. I mean, I look at it now.
You know what else
is
is weird?
Like, huh?
I go back and watch. Well, yeah, but that's not related to the topic, except for weirdness. What's weird is like going back and watching his WrestleMania 20 match with the Big Show and hearing "Let's Go Cena," but not having it followed by a booming "Cena sucks." It is scary. I thought there was
hearing it just one-sided.
Yeah, it was weird.
What a difference a couple of years would make, I suppose.
No.
Also, WWE announcing that Teddy Long's inductors will be Ron Simmons and JBL.
Ooh, tag team player. Holla holla.
Of course, and the APA being...
That's so white of me, I'm sorry.
The late Roddy Piper would be proud. You don't remember that from the Downey Jr. thing at Mania 5? Where Downey had said something, he was like, "Oh, it's mighty white of you."
Oh, no, I don't remember that part. I do remember the part of, "I didn't know your girlfriend was a warthog." Hey, Mr. Downey, light up that smoke, would you?
Now, I have to go back and see on the network if they finally released it. But did you know that they, for a long while, had edited that segment?
No, I did not.
Yeah, there was a
Granted,
part...
I've never seen the segment in its entirety. I still have to. But I know clips and bits and pieces.
Okay, well, there was a part that for years I had no knowledge of, and then in recent research I was able to find out. But there was a bit. Initially, it was Brother Love who came out to the ring, and Downey was already there just chain smoking like a fiend. And then Piper was eventually introduced, and... You see the three of them in the ring, and then there's a weird jump cut, and next thing you know, it's just Piper and Downey Jr., and Brother Love is nowhere to be found. And I was always like, well, what? Okay, something's obviously missing here, but what was it? Apparently at some point, and it was almost kind of telegraphed by somebody in the front row who had yelled out, "Take his skirt off," or "Rip his skirt off," or something like that, that the kilt kilt, I use in inverted commas, that Brother Love was wearing, that at some point Piper ends up ripping off, and Brother Love's there with his, the white and red, like suit jacket type thing, and just red, like, trunks, and that's it. and kind of runs off in that, in kind of that embarrassed fashion of revealing what was underneath the kilt. And then that was where he turned his attention to Downey and all this stuff with the fire extinguisher eventually happened.
I will say that my favorite Roddy Piper, or my favorite Piper's Pit WrestleMania edition was WrestleMania 21 with him and Austin. Not even when Carlito comes out. It's the beginning where it's like, oh, finally glad you're here. He slaps him across the face, and then like, oh, thank you very much, you son of a beep, and then just slaps Piper, and Piper just sort of shakes it off and goes, I kind of like you. Would you like another? No, I think I'm good, thank you.
Good, yeah, nice flashbacks there and things of that nature. Well, speaking of flashbacks, the buzz that has been created from the episodes of the spoof. Oh,
sorry. One more. There was from that episode was when he was talking and they were doing the what chant. He stops and goes, "Try and keep up with me now." Sorry, that was the other. That was the.
All right, you
yeah.
done?
Oh, I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Your shtick in?
Yep. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Just making sure. Trying to get back.
Okay,
on
that
format.
you can go back to the format now.
All right, just making sure. So, as I was saying, yes, with the flashback, thank you, that's WWE releasing the first 4 episodes of the spoof online series Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
It's fantastic.
The series beginning with an explanation that a video cassette was found in the WWE archives that contained a tape of the Renegade promotion, and you can see it on YouTube. I got to see a little bit of it.
It's magnificent. It's so good.
It borders on Jumpin' Jeff Farmer magnificent.
Yep.
Thank you for taking that perfectly. If we were back in studio, I'd have the drop ready, but I didn't even know I was going there. I never know where I'm going.
Yep.
My brain is a lost soul.
Yep.
And speaking of losses, worst segue ever. No, getting some of the not-so-good news out of there. Longtime wrestler Dennis Stamp passing away on Monday. He was best known for wrestling extensively for the NWA and AWA back in the 70s and 80s, and gained infamy, we'll put it that way, from his appearance in the documentary Beyond the Mat in 1999.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that in between the.
Yeah. We'll just say. I mean, there's a trampoline involved, and.
Yeah, I still don't remember. I've only seen that movie once.
Gotcha. All right. So that'll end up being during our second time out here, and we hop quickly over here to the Facebook feedback here, as a lot of different things have come up here. Some of them from. Some from John from Northeast Philly, some from Jerome chiming in, Bob also chiming in. Let's see, Bob, I guess, trying to do his best Vince Russo thought here, saying Jack in reference to Swagger being future endeavored from WWE. It says Jack Swagger should dye his hair, I guess that means dye his hair black, and change his name to Jack Affleck and do a crazy storyline where he thinks he's Ben's cousin.
Yeah, Russo. What? No. Russo, stop it. Vince, Russo,
I don't know.
Please. You need to stop.
Oh, well, you know what? And Jerome here, as I see here, he's Jerome also saying he thinks that Swagger will go to TNA, namely because, not giving the reason for it, but I would imagine the history with Dutch Mantell now being over there.
Oh, yeah, I did forget about that. I think,
So you might see a reunion between the two.
And I wouldn't mind that, but also, I don't know, it just... I want TNA to succeed. I just don't know where it's going. It just seems like one.
Where it's not going is with those initials anymore. They are officially now just Impact Wrestling.
Yeah. I want them to succeed, obviously, but just based on I don't know. 1 minute they're almost like going out of business. The next minute they're fine. But it's just
there's a lot of question, a lot of instability. You're absolutely right about that.
I really think he would be successful in Japan just based off of physicality, but that's just me.
Well, Jerome's also he's coming to your back here. He's got your back. He says, Lucas, he's pulling a Stu Hart here. He says, Lucas, stretch him if he gives you a hard time. I'm sure his back would like that. Wow.
Man,
I'm getting backlash.
I was going to say, I want you to know that Fearon would never do such a thing to me because, he understands.
No, he's telling you to stretch me.
Yeah, I know, and Fearon would never powerbomb me through a table. First of all, because neither of us know how to score one. Second of all...
I could.
But would it be effective enough where it wouldn't totally hurt me?
Oh, you mean that was part of the... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so now I was going to say, Kyle, on the other hand, I'll stretch him.
Oh, boy.
Next time we get together, we'll have a little...
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Stretch him.
There it is. And then, John putting the link of the announcement of Cena inducting Angle into the Hall of Fame, and John from Northeast Philly also saying Piper promo. It's an NWO paid announcement. Roddy Piper, no heart, no soul. Yeah, that's up. That's up on the Facebook fan page. You can check out the YouTube link to that there. Never know where things are going to go around here. It's all kinds of crazy.
Never do.
One thing I forgot to mention, and I guess now's a good time to. All right, we'll get that on the other side, and then we'll hit our usual thing here. I've got to let you know about our friends over at the Broken Goblet Brewery, because things are spicing up over at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Looking to spice up Thursdays? Wish Taco Tuesdays weren't only on Tuesday?
Maybe.
Well, the Broken Goblet has you covered, introducing Thaco Thursdays. Yeah, let that sink in for a second.
Thaco or Faco?
No, Thaco, Thaco.
Okay.
Because the alliteration, Taco Tuesday, Thaco Thursdays.
Yeah, no, I get it now.
He's a thinker, folks. You can choose from beef, chicken, pork, or a combination, either soft shell or hard shell. Tacos are $2 each or 3 for $5. Thaco Thursdays, because Tuesdays are so 2 days ago.
That's really good, actually.
Plus, today is a frickin' awesome Saturday. Hitting the hand pump right now, in fact, in honor of the holiday yesterday, is an Irish Cream Oatmeal Stout.
Yeah, yesterday, St. Paddy's Day. My favorite joke is from this guy, David O'Doherty. He's like, St. Patrick is the patron saint of strangers peeing in your front garden. Sort of the truth.
Oh, I don't even know where to go with that. Also, while still in season, try the Stoutzilla. It's the Goblet's Yin Yang Oatmeal Stout poured with 2 ounces of sarsaparilla mead.
Ooh.
Mead. That might be enticing for one Grey Wolf Raventhorn.
Yes.
Haroof indeed. Also, Old Toby, the Belgian ale brewed with basil, is on tap, as well as the 2017 version of Bubba's Tea Bag. Just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Please enjoy responsibly.
Yes, seriously, please enjoy responsibly.
Yeah, if you didn't yesterday, shame on you.
And hopefully and thankfully you're alive.
Yeah, well, that's why probably right about now they're going, stop yelling. Oh, man.
Yep. There was a great Kayfabe News article. It was St. Paddy's Day where thousands of people not on purpose, impersonate Tajiri. It's just...
Oh, no, with the mist?
Yeah, the green, but it's not mist. Oh, God, it's not
Did it miss?
I hope it missed something.
Man, that is some... I'm the Henny Youngman of terrible right now. So for that reason, we'll go ahead and go back to the studio with Ted Efaw here, and he'll take care of the last little bit of our obligations in terms of commercial things. And since Lucas is already removing his headset, I'll go ahead and send it back to here. No, that's all right. I potted you down already.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. You're good. I know. There was some hard work there.
No, the headphones. The one headphone's like bothering my ear. Like it's just like it's, I guess, rubbing up against it weird. So it's like it's sore.
Phrasing. All right. We're going to go ahead and go back to the studio here, and we'll come back with more shenanigans here from the MFPW Arena, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Here's another What's It Worth Antique Minute. If your 14-karat gold bracelet weighs 1 troy ounce, how much gold do you really have? Because gold is a soft and malleable metal, it must be mixed with another metal, such as copper or tin, to make it hard enough to endure day-to-day wear. Pure .999 gold is defined as 24 karat. So if you have a 14-karat gold bracelet, 14 over 24 means that your bracelet would be approximately 58.5% pure gold, mixed with 41.5% of another base metal. So your 14-karat 1 troy ounce gold bracelet would contain approximately 0.585 ounces of pure gold. If the spot price of gold is $1,200 per ounce, your 14-karat gold bracelet, having no gemstones, would have a ballpark scrap gold value of approximately $450 to $500. Auctioneer, appraiser, and home downsizing expert Mike Ivankovich hosts What's It Worth? Ask Mike the Appraiser radio show. And you can tune in on Friday mornings from 9 to 10 on WBCB 1490 or on the internet at WBCB1490.com. All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
The Trenton Thunder, AA affiliate of the New York Yankees, are back for their 24th season of play on the banks of the Delaware River at Arm & Hammer Park. Join us for Super Value Tuesdays, where kids eat for free and all fans can purchase $1 hot dogs. Join us after the game for fireworks on select Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights throughout the summer. Tickets start at just $11, and groups of 20 or more can get tickets for $8 each. Visit TrentonThunder.com for more
Pro
information.
Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, March 18. On this date in 1996, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Chattanooga, Tennessee. In the main event, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage fought Ric Flair and Kevin Sullivan to a double countout in a Texas Tornado tag team match. On this date in 2001, WCW held its Greed pay-per-view. In the main event, Scott Steiner pinned Diamond Dallas Page to retain the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2006, WWE's Saturday Night's Main Event aired live from Detroit, Michigan. In the main event, Shane McMahon defeated Shawn Michaels in a street fight. On this date in 2012, TNA held its Victory Road pay-per-view. In the main event, Bobby Roode defeated Sting in a no-holds-barred match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, March 18.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Derry on 1490 WBCB.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry alongside Twitch. And I was going to say a few memories that jump back as far as the Today in Wrestling History. That Bobby Roode and Sting match, that was the essential debut of what we have, for better or worse, referred to as the Joker Sting, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Which he didn't even play the Joker right, if that's what he was trying to.
Well, it was kind of like the Heath Ledger-ish thing that he was going for.
No, it wasn't, though. I've seen it. He was that. If that was his attempt, it was a...
something like that. And
bad attempt.
Just making their way in here for things. Primal Fear, Manny Soriano, Matthew Oman, and the Screed. We'll allow them to make their way through here. And, okay, they did give it at least an acknowledging wave, so
well,
I'm on their good side.
The only person that talks of them is Manny, surprisingly. We just found that out last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah, the last event. As we are here at the MFPW Arena, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. And, some other memories. The Saturday night main event from Detroit back in 2006, that was the first one since 92. That was when it made a comeback for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Greed, WCW from 2001. That was the final WCW pay-per-view before a week and change later they'd be bought out and all that craziness leading up to WrestleMania X7.
Yeah, that was, oh, wow, Steiner era WCW. That was just, oh.
Exactly. So other things to get into here. Oh, man. Here we go. WWE announcing yesterday, as if you were concerned about it, that platinum-selling singer, songwriter, producer, and entertainer Tinashe, or I don't know how the heck to pronounce these new artists that the kids are into these days.
Tensai?
No, it's Tinashe. Tinashe, I believe, is how the emphasis goes on the right syllable with that. Tinashe will perform America the Beautiful, kicking off WrestleMania 33 on Sunday, April 2nd in the sold-out Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. And meanwhile, some sort of discussion going on regarding Twitch's boots gearing up for later tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Freak Beast.
The Freak Beast providing some assistance for Twitch here.
Yeah.
Telling you, the star treatment.
That's star treatment. Oh, no, it's... Will do.
Yeah, preparations all in place here for the wrestler, a QT Marshall story, the documentary that is going to be screened for the first time here in just a matter of hours, and that will lead up to, following the screening will be a Q&A session with QT Marshall, and then he'll be defending the heavyweight championship here of the MFPW later tonight against the Wildman Congo.
Ooh. Yeah. Congo.
Which Marshall owes you one, considering that you, because of his obligations, you defended the title on his behalf.
He doesn't owe me any.
Otherwise,
he doesn't.
Or actually, you're right. He doesn't. Because he did you a solid with the tag tournament opportunity with the MF Cup.
He will. If anything, I just owe him twice over. Let's be honest. Yeah, no, I owe him. He gave me the opportunity of the tag tournament, and he needed somebody to cover for him. Or not cover, but, he was in Orlando with Impact Wrestling, and somebody needed to defend the title. And, Congo picked me, but I was seldom...
Well, he picked you because he thought you'd be a pushover. And I have to admit, if I were a betting man, I would have put the money on Congo, too.
Yeah.
No disrespect. But
No, none
come
taken.
on now.
He could have flattened me if somebody else...
To put it bluntly and simply, brah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say more making their way in. Fuji Brown making his way in here. Frequent sit-in on the show here. Fuji,
doctor.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say lots of everybody getting ready and getting geared up here for
doctor. It's pretty much that from the Three Stooges. Just
yeah, there you go. Thank you for explaining the reference from like 80 years ago now. Oh gosh, has it been that long? Son of
Corvo
Shaddix over here saying right around Fuji's time frame. Man, the barbs and ribs here that
son
go
of a
on.
Twitch. Because you can't say the other word.
Yeah. The discretion is advised, and to take the line from Triple H and DX ages ago, in your case, usually is completely ignored. Oh, you do remember that one. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no. I know. Oh, I know.
Wow, that was a interesting reaction there.
Yeah, well, I'm good at making things even more awkward than they already are. So let's try and move this on.
Noting the time on that as well. Well, let me let you know something that's definitely not awkward. In fact, it's awesome, and that's our friends over at George's Cards and Collectibles, because they've got some pretty cool wrestler signings coming up.
Yeah.
Just announced last week and coming up on Saturday, April 22nd from 3 to 5 p.m., former WWE Divas champion Jillian Hall. Will be over at the George's in the Chamonix Mall. Also, 2 more appearances coming up in May. Firstly, former 3-time WWE Tag Team Champions Demolition. That's right, Axe and Smash.
And the second appearance is one that everybody wants and everybody needs.
You're getting ahead of it. You're for somebody who likes comedy so much, your sense of timing is
shut up
just
and just
the
keep going. I'm sorry.
Browns.
Okay, jeez. I wanted to beat you to the punch.
As soon as we get off the air, never mind. That might be a different punch. Anyway, yes, Axe and Smash will be at George's in Chamonix Mall location on Saturday, May 6th from 3 to 5 p.m. And then 1 week later, what does everybody want? Yeah, that's right, Al Snow.
Yeah, I was going to say, what does everybody... Let's not give the actual answer to that. Thank you.
Well, it's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
Just go back to that leak from yesterday. Yeah.
Stop it. Terrible. Awful, as Danny Cage would say.
Yeah. Anyway, former WWE and ECW star Al Snow will be appearing at the Chamonix Mall George's Cards and Collectibles on Saturday, May 13th from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m., and one would imagine that his accomplice will join him as well.
One might hope.
Exactly. George's has 3 locations for all of your cards and collectibles needs, including their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Willow Grove Park Mall on the second level near Macy's in Tivana, and in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. For more information, go to georgescollectibles.com and follow George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook.
Yeah.
Good stuff there. And, I have no way to transition into this. I was trying to do something clever, but there's just no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the synapses are fried, and I've got a long way to go here. I'll probably end up...
Oh, same. Oh, lordy learn.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm keeping you awake.
Yeah, sure. Because I have nothing to come back with. Just keep going. All right?
Duly noted.
The awkward train is steamrolling through the station. Let's go. Come on.
I'm keeping that one, too. It was announced also that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be returning as the host of Saturday Night Live on NBC coming up on May 20th.
Ooh.
That will be the show's 42nd season finale.
Ooh.
Yeah, 42 seasons of Saturday Night Live.
Wow. That's going to be fun.
I'm trying to think. There aren't really too many shows that have longer durations than that in terms of seasons.
I'm trying to think of...
I mean, Price is Right. I mean, they're up to about 45 seasons now, I think.
This is like his 3rd time hosting, isn't it? The show. He hosted once in like the early 2000s. I know because the Big Show, Triple H, and Foley made an appearance.
Mm-hmm. So it was, around WrestleMania
the recent
2000.
The other one was last year, I think, or 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility as well. And I was going to say, is Corvo Shattuck's trying to rib us here by trying to tilt the table, or is there some imbalance to it that he's trying to fix? Oh, it looks like, you were trying to tip it over? No, I was trying to keep it. Oh, to keep it from falling over? Okay. See, it was that scoring of the table that he was talking about earlier.
Yeah. Okay, hold on a second. April.
Oh, you're asking, you're looking at the other...
Let's see. Has as host March 18th, 2000. So, wow, that could have been a thing today in wrestling history. 19 years ago.
It could have been. But, yeah, I decided to keep it. I mean, there were a few others that I left out, so...
let's see. April 13th, 2002. March 7th, 2009.
Hold the phone. I think we're being graced with the presence of the Bender Taker.
Buckle up, buckaroos. It's the tiny cowboy. It's Billy the Yid.
Yeah, I would bring him back on here, but after he was on here last time, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or was that too? No, did we have him on back since then? Now I forget.
Yeah, it was the time
we
stormed
did.
off because I was.
Oh yeah, because you were being an antagonistic twerp.
Well, he was being a twerp first. I was just, What
do you mean? I'm too big to be a twerp.
Sure you are, buddy. I'm gonna kick your butt. Get a step ladder first, Bender. And we'll talk.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, Mike Burke within earshot here. Let's take it easy. Let's not. Let's not make fun of the reluctant partner here.
Yeah, if you guys can work out your differences, maybe.
There we go. Burke saying, "I haven't lost a match yet. It's all him."
Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night, man. Check the tapes. You can't prove nothing.
That was very well done. All right, I think I know it's a little bit early, but I've got a few things to get into with this. So dare I say it's time for
birthdays? Whee!
Absolutely. All right, on this date in 1956, Richard Vignal was born. Who's that?
Yeah, who is it?
I was going to say you're being distracted by Snapchat.
No, I don't know who Richard Vignal is.
It could at least be a little more engaging, as opposed to phone. I mean, I have my phone here because of notes, because of issues that were discussed off the air here. But yeah, exactly. I'm using it for work purposes. And don't you give me that? Wow, all these flavors, and you choose to be salty.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, or sour, depends.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Yep.
Anyway, the former 3-time WWF Tag Team Champion, former WCW Television Champion, and the third longest reigning AWA World Heavyweight Champion, better known as Rick Martel.
Ooh, the model.
Turns 61 today. Happy birthday there. On this date in 1976, Michael Spillane was born. This one's going to be an interesting one.
Oh, wow.
The longtime independent wrestler and podcaster, best known as Mike Quackenbush, the founder of the Chikara promotion, turns 41 today.
Yeah, wow.
And since it hasn't exactly been stricken from the records, was a guest on the show from Hell.
He was
yeah,
too?
he was on the show from Hell.
He was too. I thought it was just Sarah Del Rey and Cesaro.
At the time, Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah. No, Mike Quackenbush was one of the 4 people there as well. I forget who the 4th was, but yeah, the infamous show from Hell. I know we reference that every once in a while. Oh, goodness. Also, on this date in 1983, Michael Hunter Hutter was born. The former WWE star and 2-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion, best known as Ethan Carter III, turns 34 today.
Or Derek Bateman.
Or Derek Bateman here. Yeah.
Which is pretty much the best reaction you can get for that.
Pretty much, yeah. And we've got one more here in the Brucey bonus. Yeah, and then we'll get back to that. Calm them.
Relax.
The Brucey bonus, and has been mentioned a couple times over the course of the morning here, and it's a great segue into Country Roads coming up here on WBCB, courtesy of Ted Efaw here. On this date in 1934, Charlie Frank Pride was born. The Country Music Hall of Famer and one of only 3 African Americans to be inducted as a member of the Grand Ole Opry, country's most famous stage, and having 29 different country #1 hits on the Billboard chart, 6th place all time, turns 83 today. Happy birthday to Charlie Pride. And finally, on this date in 1998, one Lucas Twitch DeSangro was born. The twitchy little bastard intern here. Part-time co-host of Pro Wrestling Weekly and part-time and rising star here at the MFPW, turns 19 today. Happy birthday, brah!
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
You knew that there would be some snarky love thrown your way here,
yeah,
and a boo
Corvo.
Coming from Corvo Shaddix here.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to think that it's been 3.5 years, a little more than that you've been here with the show. The change and the progression from you as the little twitchy punk that you were back then to what
the
you
little
are now.
twitchy punk that I am now.
No, you've grown a little bit more so physically than mentally, but no, that's not true.
It's a given.
It's as Jerry Lawler has used on a few occasions, you're living proof that wisdom doesn't come with age.
Yeah?
You got a little ways to go.
Oh, you're telling me.
But no, seriously, happy birthday, and hopefully you won't get your butt kicked so much here tonight that you'll be able to join us next week.
No promises on the butt kick, but I'm sure I'll be able to join you next week, hopefully.
Yeah, good Lord willing, that creek don't rise, all that fun stuff here. Yeah. So, for those who haven't already, make sure you get your tickets for tonight. The screening will be, the doors open in about an hour, and the screening will start at 4 this afternoon, and then the matches here at the MFPW Arena will be later tonight, 7 o'clock bell time, and featuring 3 title matches and a whole bunch more. Certainly looking forward to it. And maybe we'll see this twitchy guy here in action as well as a birthday present. Maybe it'll be Pro Wrestling Weekly Explodes later tonight, as it's Twitch versus Burgundy. Who knows? Okay, maybe not. Anyway, thanks to Ted Efaw back in studio. Thanks to the various peanut gallery of stars here at the MFPW who have interjected themselves in one way, shape, or form. Most notably, Corvo Shaddix over here. We'll get him on mic one of these days. And thanks to Ted Efaw back in studio. Yeah, I think I thanked him before, but he's so awesome he deserves being thanked twice. Good to hear. Yeah, no, not you, though, Corvo. No, it's not yet.
Sit down, Corvo.
Exactly. Anyway, we'll go back to the studio. Stay tuned. Country Roads is next with Ted Efaw. And until next week, play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock in all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490.